Very often, when I see people in my office who need to deliver a presentation, they've already planned an introduction, which might be something like, "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bonnie Gross. I'm going to talk to you about fearless public speaking. We have 4 parts. Part 1. Now, how boring is that, right? What if I started by saying, do you know the #1 fear of North Americans is getting up in front of a room full of strangers? Well, I did start that way today, and that grabs people's attention. Very often, people are afraid to start with a dynamic message, but I believe that the beginning is the part that draws people into you, that draws people to your message. My question to you is, what's stopping you from doing that? Here are some common things that I hear. See if you see yourself. One of the areas is believing that you should deliver a business presentation the way everybody else does. That's what's expected. It's expected for you to stand up and say, "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My topic today is," and then say it. There's nothing wrong with that. It just isn't dynamic. And I believe that all presentations should be dynamic because that's why you're there. Sometimes people believe that their presenting self or the persona that they show to the audience should be very formal. And that might be quite different from the relaxed, informal self that you are. And think about someone who you'd like to watch do a presentation. It's not the stiff person, it's the relaxed and dynamic person. So your presenting self doesn't have to be different from your everyday dynamic self when you feel strongly about something and you're arguing about it or talking about it. Very often people stick with the familiar. Everybody else does it this way, therefore I'll do it this way. That's the boring way. Or it's the company policy to be very formal about the way you deliver the presentation. Now, of course, you need to follow a company policy. I would never tell you not to do that. But you don't have to be stiff. You can be relaxed, you can be dynamic, and people will be drawn into it. If you're feeling any of these things, I want to challenge your thinking. Sometimes upbringing makes us act certain ways. For example, if you've always been told from the time you were young, don't raise your voice. It's not polite. Then you may go into adulthood never projecting your voice, but it's important to do that in presentations. We memorize these habits. Sometimes, depending on your culture of origin, it may be impolite to raise your voice or show too much emotion. I think if that's important to you, then you need to go with it. But I want you to challenge. If that's something that is stopping you from being relaxed and open, you might want to give it a try in changing it. If you've enjoyed these tips and you'd like to know more, please visit my website, SpeechScience.com, or you can take my online course, Secrets of Confident Conversation, by clicking on the link to the CPA website below. I'm Bonnie Gross, and I look forward to seeing you next time.